The big tree makes big moves, Shigaraki evolves once again, and Bakugo begins to awaken his inner hero. Let's talk about all of this and more as we dive right into the newest chapter of My Hero Academia. So My Hero Academia Chapter 360 is finally out, and with it we not only get to see the continuation of Shigaraki's brutal onslaught on the heroes, and Bakugo in particular, but we also get to see Yue's big tree fully back in action. But before I begin talking about this chapter, don't forget to Detroit smash that like button and slide on into that subscribe button's DMs to hit that notification bell. And now, without further ado, let's jump right into My Hero Academia Chapter 360, titled Despite It All. This chapter opens up exactly where the last chapter left off, with Shigaraki standing atop and taunting a broken and battered Bakugo who is in the worst condition we have ever seen him in. Shigaraki, then doing one of the coldest moves I have ever seen, lifts Bakugo off the ground with his toes, smashes his gauntlet, grabs and chokes him with his hand while he's in midair, all while proclaiming that he is happy that his quirks are currently being erased, because now there will be a corpse waiting for Midoriya when he finally arrives. Dude, that's cold as fuck. And following this, we then get the absolutely horrifying sequence of what Shigaraki plans to do, as we see the images of him brutally crushing and killing Bakugo with his multiple hands, while declaring that it's time for him to wake up to reality, that he will never be able to step outside of All Might and Midoriya's shadow. It's honestly so terrifying. But before Shigaraki can actually execute this plan, Nejire interrupts Shigaraki by shooting a condensed energy beam at him called Nejire Wave Pike. However, Shigaraki, being pure evil, sees this attack coming and holds Bakugo's body in front of the blast. Luckily, Nejire manages to divert her projectile before it hits Bakugo, saving his life. And while Shigaraki is being distracted by this energy beam, two pincers appear behind Shigaraki and stab directly into his back. These pincers turn out to be coming from none other than Tamaki, who is using his super move, Vast Hybrid Octopus Mirage Scorpius Toxin, to make his pincers invisible while he stabs Shiggy and injects him with scorpion venom. Looks like Tamaki is just straight up trying to murder Shigaraki, and it's about damn time if you ask me. Although, unfortunately, this poisoning doesn't seem to affect Shigaraki at all, who calls this sneak attack pathetic as a mouth grows out from the point in his back where he was poisoned and begins to spit out the venom. Shigaraki's body then explodes into a cacophony of limbs once more, except instead of growing into just hands and fingers, there are now numerous gigantic mouths coming out of his limbs as well. In seeing this absolute monstrosity take form, Tamaki quickly runs away, causing Shigaraki to scream out to the heroes that they should scurry away like the insects they are, as his body continues to adapt. But as Shigaraki is getting caught up in the moment, Mirio pops out from one of his new gigantic limbs, snatches Bakugo and throws him to the safety of Best Jeanist. Shigaraki, realizing he's just been duped, recognizes Mirio from Jakku, and the two get into a conversation while battling it out. And by battling it out, I mean Shigaraki relentlessly attacks Mirio and he uses his quirk to avoid getting hit. During this conversation, Mirio explains that his job in this war is that of messenger and bodyguard, as he can quickly shoot around the floating UA with his quirk, and he can also pack a nasty punch. Mirio then goes on to ask Shiggy why he is so obsessed with destroying, to which Shigaraki replies that his desire to destroy is because the current framework of society has failed. And in response to this, Mirio shouts out, "Oh, I get it, you've never had any friends." Which, I'm not gonna lie, completely caught me off guard and gave me a good giggle. Like, look at Shigaraki's face. He's like, dude, what the fuck? But following this comment, we see Nejire shoot a concentrated beam of energy at Mirio, which wraps around his arm, supercharging his fist, allowing him to unleash a devastatingly powerful punch on Shigaraki, as Mirio continues saying that Shiggy mustn't have had a friend, otherwise he would realize there's plenty worth keeping around in this world. It's the Nejire Mirio combo we never knew we needed. And following this, the story then cuts back on over to Bakugo lying crippled on the floor beside Best Jeanist, who is quickly trying to suture the young hero's arm. I could have swore she ripped that thing off. However, upon getting a closer look at Bakugo, Best Jeanist sees tears coming down from the young hero's face. But to his surprise, Bakugo isn't just crying in pity, he is actually analyzing Shigaraki's movements. And with this, chapter 360 comes to an end, as Best Jeanist stares at Bakugo in disbelief, thinking about how despite everything, he is still fighting, as we see the image of Bakugo with what looks like his sweat exploding on his face. Overall, this was another pretty great chapter. The final arc has been really hitting its stride over the last while, and it's fantastic to see. Bakugo getting absolutely manhandled by Shigaraki was scary, and them showing us the image of how Shigaraki was going to kill him was utterly terrifying. The big tree actually having time to shine and show off why they are the big tree is great to see, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more of them, as well as the new seemingly awakened Bakugo. But let me know what you think of this chapter. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and comment what you think is going to happen next. For more My Hero content, subscribe to the Lunchtime crew. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Plus Ultra.